Hi everyone, my name is Ben, and welcome to another episode of Our Friends in Addison. Today, my friend Leslie spoke with Jean Stone from the Addison Park District. We learned a lot about Jean and what the Park District does for the community of Addison. Now, I do want to point out that this episode was recorded a couple months ago over the summer, and unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties and with the COVID-19 complications we're all experiencing, the episode was delayed until now. So some of the things Jean talks about, like the splash pad, aren't going to be super relevant in the fall. But keep it all in mind, because before you know it, the spring and summer are going to be here, and you can go and do all the fun things that the Park District normally does at those times that Jean talked about in this episode. So sit back and enjoy getting to know one of our friends in Addison.
Hi, my name is Leslie, and I'm here today with Jean Stone from the Addison Park District. Jean, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jean Stone, and I am the lead communication and marketing person for the Addison Park District.
Well, we're so excited to have you here today and to learn a little bit more about the Park District. Can you tell us what it is the Park District does? What is your function in our community?
Well, the Park and Rec organization is an all-encompassing, I'll say, connection to the community in terms of helping people with their lifestyle. I mean, everything as simple as children playing games in the park, or whether it's a sport league or summer camp. It all encourages the development of good social skills, good coordination skills, self-esteem for the children. Children also learn some really good leadership skills when they're working with their fellow teammates. And studies have shown that on average, every hour an individual spends increases their life expectancy by 2 additional hours. So being in the parks and enjoying the outdoors is a great thing for everyone to look at. And our open spaces are huge in terms of what we provide for the community.
That's awesome, and that gives me another excuse. I'm going to spend more time outside every 2 hours. I'm adding on. So can you talk a little bit more about the different kinds of services and recreational activities that you provide for Addison?
Yes, the little bit about the history of our services. We began in 1969 with just 8 little community parks and I think just under 50 acres. And today we have 25 parks that encompass about 285 acres and green space that includes 2 community rec centers. And we have a very vibrant preschool program. We have a very active senior adult center, and we have a well-equipped fitness club and an indoor pool. And we offer a large selection of sports for youth, for adults, athletic programs. And not to be left out, we just opened up our miniature golf course called Putter's Peak on Lake Street. And we've had our 9-hole golf course open for about a month and a half now, pretty successfully.
That's fantastic. So you talked a little about the history, but can you tell about your history with the Park District? How long have you worked there? What inspired you to work there?
My history with the Park District is a little bit unique in that I actually came here from Streamwood Park District, where I was doing a similar kind of role. And the funny thing about my history is I am a former marketing executive in the corporate world, spent over 20 years doing that, but I really make people laugh when I say, you know, my very first serious job when I was in college was with Parks and Rec in Philadelphia, where I grew up. So I was like a summer day camp director. So I have taken my career full circle, left corporate America, came back to where I started in the beginning. And what spurred me to do this was I started to feel like I wanted to do more giving back to the community. I've been very fortunate in my career. I've done a lot of interesting things, and I really understand community service. I understand volunteerism. I understand marketing and how to communicate with the community and engage them in activities that will really help grow the Park District, but is most importantly, grow the health and the well-being of the community. So it's been a fun circle ride for me. And I get up every morning enjoying what I'm doing.
That's fantastic. And that's what we all hope that we can do. We can enjoy what we do and have a passion for it. I also started in corporate America. Started in knowledge management and moved to public libraries because I miss the people. And so I completely understand where you're going with that. So what's your favorite part of your job?
Probably my favorite part of the job is engaging with patrons. There's one activity that we do twice a year, but unfortunately doing it this year really hasn't happened yet. I hope we're going to do it in the fall, which it's called Park Pride. And the patrons come out and help us beautify the parks, pick weeds, trim branches. And most of the time we have a lot of fun while doing it. And the fun really is in that it's really a family event. And so I could have little participants wearing little garden gloves, helping, rake leaves and having fun, jumping in the leaves, playing, while their parents are out there chopping branches and they're just having a great time. We usually end that day with, some kind of little cookout, or we have one of the local providers who actually gave us last year all the hot dogs, chips, and soda, and we had a great party afterwards over at the Addison Trail Nature Center.
That's fun. I want to do that next time, so you're gonna have to keep me posted.
Okay, hopefully we'll get it done in September.
In a normal year, when would that event occur?
It would be in September. We do one in the spring, and we do the Addison Trail Nature Center in the fall.
Great. So what does an average day for you look like? In many careers, there's no such thing as an average day, but typically, what does a day look like for you?
Sometimes an average day looks like, getting into the office, and the first thing we try to do is open up our Facebook accounts, see if we have any patrons who've asked us any questions. I had a couple of them this morning that related to some branches that were down in a park, or someone asking questions about ours. So we try to give at least a good, I'll say 30 minutes every morning to trying to do the outreach and find out who needs something answered, how do we get some things done, what needs fixing. We also love the fact that some people will write some praise to us and give us a, atta girl, atta boy on something that they saw that we did. The next part of that is trying to look at what programs and projects we have that need to be communicated to the community. So for example, effective today, we are opening up our splash pad over at the community center. So that was one of the first things I did this morning. I reminded parents and grandparents that it's open, and I saw lots of energy around, let's go figure out what we can do. Over the weekend, we had over 3,000 people who responded to the post that I put out there. Our splash pad historically is one of the best kept secrets in the community. People love it. It's quaint, it's small, but it's a great place to bring your children. It is free of charge. And this year, to try to manage the number of people who attend, we're just asking parents, please call our registration number and register for a time slot, because we are limiting the number of people, total people, including children and adults, that we want to have in the fenced-in area at a given time, so that we can help control the touch points, as well as do a spray cleanup after each session, so that we can help minimize any transfer of anything that we don't want to happen in the splash pad.
Can you remind our viewers where the splash pad is located?
Yes, the splash pad is right next door to the community center, which is at 120 East Oak Street. You can just park your car right there, walk right in. It's a great little secret that lots of people found out about it last year, because I really did a lot of social media broadcasting about, did you know that it's there? And lots of people didn't.
Well, that's great. And especially now with it being so hot out, it's wonderful that you were able to open that up for our community.
Exactly. Today is our grand opening. It opened at noon today. So we'll be sharing more and more, and we're going to be taking some pictures of some of the kids playing out there, and we're going to put those on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Well, that's good. So we'll have to make sure everybody looks out for those. So I know we talked a little bit about Park Pride earlier, but do you have another favorite program or event that the Park District sponsors, maybe even a favorite park or Park District building?
There are so many interesting stories of parks. In fact, I'm going to be starting a series on some of our parks. Um, I love the community center park because I'm right there. That's where my building is. And I've discovered so many interesting pieces because it's such a large piece of property. I mean, everything from the Salt Creek Trail is back there, and lots of people walk that trail, but not a lot of people have ever really understood how far it goes and what you can do on the trail. That's probably one of my favorites. I also love the interaction in the summer with the summer day camp. Some of the campers are so entertaining by their fun faces coming out of the splash pad or going on a little hike or just having some fun. So that's really something that makes all of us in that facility smile an awful lot. And we do a great service for the community. We also have the capability of allowing parents to drop their children off before some of them have to go to work early. So we have a before camp service. We also can cater to those who have extra hours that they might need to work later on in the day so that we can do, I call it the childcare function, while the parents are still at work and the parents can pick them up later on early evening. So I love the fact that we're able to provide something to parents who do have to work every day. And sometimes it's both parents have to be at work. And so that's a great service that we have. The other thing that I love dearly is I love our active senior club. These are people who had so many great experiences in their life. They have great stories to tell. Some of them can dance better than anyone I've ever seen. I am so envious of a few of them who really can do some great, I call it partying. They have great stories. They can laugh. They can celebrate things together. And I'm looking forward to seeing them again because I've made some great friends. Everything from they want me to join their card party to they want me to play bingo with them. They want me to go on field trips with them. So I'm kind of like one of their adopted children.
Oh, I love that. We had a game day for seniors here at the library, and I got to teach them to play Rummy Cube. And I wish I could have spent hours with them as opposed to just
Oh,
a
yeah.
little amount of time.
Oh, yeah. They know how to have fun.
They sure do. How would be the best way for people to learn about some of the services you just talked about? Is your website the best resource?
Our website is probably one of the best resources. We're also going to be focusing much more on growing our social media presence. Social media is a very economical way to get the word out. Most everyone nowadays has a smartphone. And so we're gearing up to be very agile to let people know what we have, where we have it. And social media is one of the quickest ways to do that. We try to keep our website as accurate as possible, but we manage three social media channels. We have one that says Addison Park District. We have one that is the Addison Club Fitness Centennial Facebook. And then we have one for Links and Tees, our golf area. So we keep pretty busy, keeping announcements out there, letting people know what's changing. Last week we were on our toes because we just had a new phone system installed and you couldn't call two of the three facilities you needed to. So we were out there sending notes to saying, call this number if you need to talk to us. So that's pretty, it's an agile platform that we really love to use too.
That's great. And if anyone's looking to follow the Addison Park District on their social media, below this YouTube video, you will see a link to all of their social media accounts. So make sure to check out there and follow them.
Great, that's great.
So Jean, is there one thing if there's one thing you'd want to know about, or our viewers to know about the Addison Park District, what would that be?
I would say that we are a group of very passionate, very caring individuals who truly want to do as much as we can to serve the community's recreational health and fitness goals. And right now, we're actually running a community survey that you can find on our website. You can find it on Facebook as well. It'll take 10 to 15 minutes. There's a considerable number of questions, but the questions really are after what do we need to do more for you, the community? How are we doing it? And what do we need to do less of? And give us some ratings. Tell us what we're falling down on the job. Tell us where we're doing well. And that's the best way that we can do continuous improvement in the Park District. So I would love for you to take a look at that. You can call any of us at any time. You can email us. You can stop in our buildings. We're all very accessible and we all are here to help.
That is wonderful. So I think to anyone watching this, it's pretty clear that Jean and I are not in the same place. And that's due to COVID-19. So we want to talk a little bit about that. How has COVID-19 impacted the services you provide and what have you been doing differently because of it?
COVID-19 has been a challenging, unprecedented, which is an overused word, I know, but it is. It's an unprecedented period in all of our lives. We have had to literally shut down, as with so many other operations, facilities, organizations, and then slowly but surely learn new best practices on social distancing, sanitation, safety measures. We've learned so much that will help us in the future continue to provide safe, healthy environments. But it has been challenging. We are so happy that we are starting to put our toe back in the water and we're opening up things slowly. And we're doing it with a stronger sense of planning and questioning for safety.
That's great. I think everyone can be really confident if they're using a Park District facility, it's going to be done to the safest ability you guys have.
Right.
So is there anything maybe new that you've tried or implemented, a service or a policy that you look forward to continuing after the pandemic is over?
You know, we're not sure about what after the pandemic is going to look like. Clearly a best practice on more laser sharp planning, no doubt about it. I mean, asking all the right questions about the logistics, the cleanliness, the safety, the willingness for people to join us in certain events. We've had to really learn some new skills. And some of them have been slower because we are just now starting to open up. But as we charge through the rest of the summer, I think if everyone does what they should do, which is, you know, the social distancing, the wearing your mask, washing your hands, sanitizing key touch points, I think we'll all get through this together and we will be better off as a result of it. I think we are learning how to be kinder to one another as we are all going through this together, and it's a tenuous time.
I think that's a very good summary of how we're all feeling. So we also want to get to know a little bit about not just the Park District and what you're doing, but about you. So can you tell us some of your favorite spots in Addison?
Probably one of my favorite spots is right there at the community center. As I said, I love Community Park. I love walking Centennial Park too, because it has a wonderful walking path. And I've met quite a few residents who live in the area who are walking that path. Back in my younger days, I think I might even been riding my bike on those paths, but not today. Me personally, I love the gardening aspect of some of the things that we're doing. In fact, we have a little garden plot that the summer camp kids have planted recently, which is very cute. So that was one of the nice things that they were doing. More about me, as I said, I love gardening. I love reading. I love the two little dogs that I have, which one of them is sitting behind me. And I was laughing the other day because I'm in the midst of reading Hamilton. This is the book that was written that goes along with the making of the play. And this was a gift to me from someone that I really hadn't read much into until recently. And I'm just enjoying not only learning the history of Alexander Hamilton and all the things, but also the making of the actual play. And that's really, it's my favorite coffee table book right now.
That's awesome. Now, have you read the original Ron Chernow Alexander Hamilton book that was based on? It's a long one, but it's worth it.
I have not read that one. I'll be sure and put that on my list.
I would suggest the audiobook because it is very long.
Okay, good.
You mentioned what you're currently reading, but do you have a favorite book?
I really enjoy suspense. So people like James Patterson, David Baldassi, those authors really, really grab my attention. And, I could spend hours reading some of those books.
David Baldassi's Amos Decker series is also one of my favorites.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Fantastic. And the new one was really good. I just finished it.
And which one is that?
It's the newest, Walk the Line.
Oh, haven't read that one. Oh, good. I'll look for that.
Hold on it. We've got them.
Oh, good.
So if you could switch careers and do anything you wanted, wouldn't matter how much money you make, what kind of skills you have, what would you like to do?
Well, I think I already have done the switch career. So I left corporate America and traded in my business suits and high heels for tennies and polo shirts, and have enjoyed every minute of the transition. So I've been at this new role 5 or 6 years now. Wouldn't trade it for anything. The making a difference is really what drives me. In corporate America, the name of the game is making money. And you do that because you have shareholders and you have to worry about the board and, stocks and all those things. But in the Parks and Rec organization, your primary mission, aside from trying to cover costs and make some money, is to really understand your community and try to provide services that they enjoy, that are healthy, that are helpful, that brings them back time and time again because they enjoy the experience of interacting with us. So that's really a great feel-good give back for me that really drives me every day. So I think I've already made that switch. The second thing I might love to do is that because I have such a strong love for animals, I'd always wanted to do something in the animal field. I don't know, maybe that's going to be my second switch some years out there, I don't know. But I really like to speak for the underdogs of the animal world, and there are lots of causes out there that I think we humans could definitely lend a hand with.
That's fantastic, and I really think your concept of making a difference really runs through all of those things.
Yes.
Lovely to hear. So as we wrap up here, is there anything else you'd like to share or make sure that the community of Addison knows?
Just as a wrap up, the door is always open. Give us a call. People call me, people email me, people write us. If you have any ideas, if you have any concepts for a new program or an offering, we'd love to hear it. We also love to hear your feedback when you have experienced one of our programs. What did you think about it? How'd you do that? And we have a site on our website that you can actually go and take a quick survey and log your opinion in. What did you think about our instructor? What did you think about our facility? What do you think we could do better? Did your child learn what you wanted them to learn? We all need that kind of feedback to make sure that we're honing our programs to meet the community's needs and trying to do the very best in terms of the best practices of safety, enjoyment, and quality that we want to provide to the community.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was our pleasure to talk to you and hear more about you as well as the Addison Park District.
Look forward to seeing you some more. Take care and have a safe afternoon.